In the hell of Okinawa, during World War II, Desmond Doss, a conscientious objector who refused to carry a weapon, saved over 75 wounded soldiers under relentless enemy fire. His unmatched bravery earned him the Medal of Honor. Sometimes, the bravest men go to war without a gun. This is the story of one such man. Our story begins in the jungles of the Pacific island of Okinawa. It's April 1945, and fierce fighting rages between American forces and the Japanese army. But within the chaos of war, there's one thing that remains constant. No matter which side suffers more casualties, they're always in need of medical aid. And the men who risk their lives to provide it are often unsung heroes. One such hero is a young African-American medic named Desmond Doss. He's part of a unit stationed on the front lines. His job is simple: save as many lives as possible. But the war has taken its toll on him. He's seen his fair share of horrors, and he's growing weary of the violence. Despite the challenges, there's one thing that keeps him going: his faith. He's a Seventh-day Adventist and a pacifist, which means he doesn't believe in killing or being killed. This belief has led him to become a conscientious objector, someone who refuses to participate in war on moral or religious grounds. It's not an easy stance to take, especially in a time of war when everyone around you is focused on one thing: victory. But Doss is determined to stay true to himself. So, when his unit is ordered to take part in an offensive on the Japanese mainland, he knows what he has to do. He writes a letter to his commanding officer, explaining his position and requesting to be transferred to a support role where he can still serve his country, but not participate in the fighting. He hopes that his request will be granted, but he's not so sure. He knows that his decision could cost him dearly, but he's willing to pay the price. After all, for him, his beliefs are worth more than anything else. When his letter is rejected, he knows that he has only one option left. He must disobey orders and refuse to participate in the offensive. It's a difficult decision, but he's prepared to face the consequences. And now that he's made his decision, it's time to put it into action. He tells his comrades goodbye, knowing that he may never see them again. As the offensive begins, he stays behind at the medical post, refusing to participate in the fighting. He knows that this is only the beginning of his struggle. The Japanese army is fierce and determined, and the fighting is intense. But despite the danger, he remains committed to his post. He treats the wounded and tries to keep the sick healthy, all while knowing that he could be killed at any moment. The days turn into weeks, and the fighting continues. The men who return from the front lines are exhausted and traumatized. But they know that they can rely on Doss to take care of them. They see him working tirelessly, risking his own life to save theirs, and they respect him for it. Even the officers acknowledge his bravery, but they can't ignore his insubordination. They know that he's broken the law by refusing to participate in the fighting, and they're forced to take action. They charge him with desertion and disobedience, and he's sent to the brig, a military prison. The other soldiers try to convince the officers to let him go, but it's no use. Doss is sentenced to be shot, and he knows that his time is running out. But he doesn't regret his decision. He stayed true to himself and his beliefs, and he's proud of it. But as the execution date approaches, something unexpected happens. The fighting on the front lines has taken a turn. The Japanese army is on the defensive, and the Americans are making gains. With each passing day, it becomes clear that the war is coming to an end. As the news of the Japanese surrender reaches the island, celebrations erupt. The soldiers had won, but the war wasn't over yet. The Japanese army was still putting up a fight. And when the news of Japan's surrender reached the front lines, it was met with a mixture of relief and disbelief. After all, they had fought for years and had seen countless friends and comrades lost to the brutal conflict. Now they were finally free. It was time to get back to work. There were still wounded soldiers who needed help, and the medical staff knew that they couldn't rest until everyone was taken care of. In the aftermath of the war, the medical staff faced a different kind of challenge. They had to deal with the physical and psychological scars left by the conflict. Many of the soldiers they treated had seen horrific things and were struggling to cope with the trauma. But Doss was there to help them every step of the way. He listened to their stories, offered words of comfort, and made sure that they got the treatment they needed. He was a beacon of hope in a time of darkness. and the soldiers were grateful for his help. During the Battle of Okinawa, Doss and his unit came under heavy fire. He'd quickly organized the available medics and supplies, transforming the area into an ad hoc medical station. Despite being heavily outnumbered and outgunned, Doss and his team provided medical attention to over 75 wounded soldiers over the course of 3 days. What made this feat even more remarkable was the fact that Doss refused to carry a weapon. He believed that violence was never the answer, and he was willing to face the consequences of his decision. Despite the danger, Doss remained calm and focused on his mission to save as many lives as possible. He carried the wounded to safety, administered first aid, and did everything he could to keep them alive. He worked tirelessly, often putting his own life at risk, and the other soldiers noticed his bravery. They saw him risking his own life to save others, and they began to respect him even more than before. Doss's actions didn't go unnoticed. His superiors were aware of his bravery, and they decided to honor him with the highest award for valor in the United States Army, the Medal of Honor. On July 1949, President Harry S. Truman presented Doss with the medal and praised him for his extraordinary courage. The citation read, "Desmond T. Doss, Corporal in the United States Army Medical Corps, distinguished himself by conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity above and beyond the call of duty." Doss was deeply honored to receive the Medal of Honor, but he was quick to point out that he wasn't the only one who deserved recognition. He praised his fellow medics and the other soldiers who had shown bravery and selflessness. He knew that they had all played a part in saving lives and bringing the wounded back home. After his heroic actions in Okinawa, Doss continued to serve in the medical field. He worked in various hospitals and clinics, always striving to make a difference in the world. He never forgot the lessons he learned in the war, and he used them to help guide his life. He believed that compassion and empathy were essential to being a good medical professional. He was known for his ability to connect with patients on a human level. Doss also became an advocate for peace and nonviolence. He spoke at schools and churches, sharing his story and encouraging young people to follow their beliefs no matter how difficult it may be. He was a role model for those who believed that violence was never the answer, and that compassion was the most powerful force of all. Some might say that Doss's story is nothing short of miraculous. A black man in the segregated army who refused to kill went on to save over 75 lives, without losing a single one under the most extreme circumstances. It was a testament to his character, his courage, and his unwavering belief in the power of love over hate. The story of Desmond Doss is a reminder that courage comes in many forms. Sometimes it means standing up for what you believe in, even when it's unpopular. Sometimes it means risking your life to save others. Sometimes it means both. Doss' story is a testament to the power of the human spirit and the importance of staying true to oneself. He was a hero who didn't need a weapon to fight his battles, a man who went to war without a gun but won the hearts of many. If you like this video, check out this one next. Till next time.